What's up, tacos? How are you doing on this Friday? I'm glad that you tuned in for our Talk About It Friday video today. We have some really great questions, some questions from you guys, some questions about me, some questions about this or that, and some deep thinking questions about what you have going on right now and then also in your future. So stick around because we have a great episode for you today. Here we go! Alright friends, as I said, we're going to get to the questions right away. We're going to have some ones that are things about me, some things about this or that, and some things about you guys. So here we go with our first question, which is, in a world of worries, Wade, what keeps you excited? And there's definitely one thing right now that is keeping me very excited, because last night, you see, the football season started. We had the awesome game of the Texans and the Chiefs, and now on Sunday comes the Green Bay Packers. Yes, that's right. If anybody knows me very well, you know that I am a huge Packer backer. I was born in Green Bay on a road that is one of the roads that is used as like an access road to Lambeau. So after every Sunday, there were cars that would race up and down the road, and my brother and I would watch the traffic, and we would put on our pads and play football in the living room and upset our mom because we might destroy her pretties. But that was the way I grew up for my first 4 years of living. And even as I moved away from Green Bay, I was still a huge Packer fan. I own stock in the Packers. I have a brick with my name on it at Lambeau Field. I go to the games regularly, even though this year's going to be a little different. But I am excited for the Packers to play this weekend on Sunday in Minnesota, where they're going to kick some Viking butt. I'm really excited. So that is what has me staying focused and staying excited, is that there's things to look forward to, even in this world that is so crazy and is, as the question says, it is so full of worries. So that would be how I'd answer that. I'd answer that with a big... Go, Pack, go! So there we go. Our next questions seem to be rather intriguing to me. The question is, which sock do you put on first? Do you put on the right sock or the left sock? Now this is something I've never really thought about or took the time to think about, so it kind of was like, wait, do we actually have a method of how we would put on our socks? So I'm going to put it to test. I think I usually do start with the right sock. Now it might be something that I am right-hand dominant, that I usually start with my right sock, but I tend to put on my right sock before I put on my left. And then I would go to my left sock. Now I think it really does have to do with the fact that I'm right-hand dominant, not just the fact that I would go to my right. So if you're a lefty out there, let me know what sock you put on and see if it's different than the sock that I put on first. So I hope those questions were a really fun way to start off your morning here at our Talk About It video. And now we're going to move into some this or that questions. And the first one, it's a troubling one that someone would think we'd have an opinion over such a food as the one we are named after. But the question was, is it tacos or pizza that you like more? And I think I don't even have to answer that question. It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. So anyway, we'll get back into the questions. How about this? The next question that I have is from one of you guys, and it was, which Milwaukee sports team do you prefer in the professional world? Do you prefer the Bucks or do you prefer the Brewers? Now, if you would have asked me this a while ago, I probably would have said the Brewers, because I was a huge baseball fan when I was growing up. I played in the Little Hitters League at the Boys and Girls Club that I went to when I grew up, and I also played a little bit of Little League. And sometimes the Brewers were pretty good, and they were awesome to watch, and they made long runs, and I would watch every game in the summer. But now, even though they have been a decent team, I would have to say that I've grown closer to the Bucks, and I've grown closer to watching Giannis, and even though they've had a disappointing end to their season, it was all because of the bubble. Trust me, they would have been way better. But I would have to say that I would go with the Bucks right now, just because they're a really fun franchise to watch grow and to watch see what happens with them. And the Brewers, you know, baseball's got their own thing going on this year, and it's not the best. And so I would probably say I would go with the Bucks for a Milwaukee sports team right now. So those are the this or that questions that we have for this week. I hope you enjoyed that I stuck to my loyalness with our tacos, and that I am more of a Bucks fan than I am a Brewers fan right now. But now we're going to get into some questions for you guys about what you should be doing right now and how you should be preparing for the future. So the first question is, why should I value my grades in school? I know this is something that you all are struggling with, as last year you may not have been evaluated at the end of the year, where you were just able to go on. It's a lot different with it being virtual school, and it's a lot different to judge based on how you perform in the classroom. And right now, some of you guys might be struggling with your grades. Some of you might be having a hard time adapting to the new ways of learning. Some of you might be having a hard time to communicate with your teachers or being able to learn what they're trying to teach you. But I do still think that valuing your grades is a very important part in how you set yourself up for success. If you are doing well in school, you're going to set yourself up for doing well in your future. And if your grades are suffering, it's going to take effect for your future. So I would continue to work hard at achieving the best grade that you can, and always seek out the help that you need, because sometimes, and especially in these times, help might be all that we need, and it's okay to reach out for help and ask a teacher, ask a friend, ask your mom and dad, but don't let it stress you out too much, because grades are only so much of your right now world, but they still should be valued. So that's kind of what I would say, I guess, for that question of whether you should value your grades or not. I know when I was in school, I always strived to do my best, but I am nowhere near the situation that you guys are in right now. So I totally understand why this could be a stressful point right now, but just try to do your best, and you got this. I know you do. So that's how I would answer that question. All right, we're going to move on to our final question for today's Talk About It video. And that question is, what should I do if I don't know what I want to be when I grow up? Now, I know a lot of you are always asked, and I'm even continue to ask today, what do you want to be when you grow up? And sometimes when you're nearing your end of your high school career, or when you're getting into your high school career, or even in middle school, it might be challenging to think about what you want to be when you grow up. Sometimes you don't always have the answer. Sometimes you do have the answer, and then you figure out that you don't want to do that job. When I was your age, I really wanted to be a lawyer. I read all kinds of lawyer books. I had all these children's series. My favorite author to this day is still John Grisham, and he writes legal thrillers. So I was kind of trying to encapsulate myself in this world of being a lawyer. But as I grew up, I decided that maybe lawyer isn't the right path for me. Maybe it's something else. And so I remember going into my end of my high school career and into my college career and still not knowing what I wanted to do. And my answer for you is, if you're struggling with not knowing what you want to do and what that can be for your future, is it's okay. Plenty of students go on to college still undecided with what to do. So if you don't know what you're doing in high school, trust me, there are many other people just like you, including me. When I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I was going back and forth with being a lawyer. I maybe was thinking about being a teacher, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to be a teacher. And then you know what? I figured out that I have a calling for something else. And that calling led me to this job with you. So think about that. You should always talk to God and pray to God and have these conversations with those around you to figure out what you think you should be doing, but know that it is okay if you do not know what you want to do coming out of high school and going into college. So that's how I would answer that question for you all. Well guys, this is it. I hope you had a great time listening to my answers for your questions. Thank you for sending all these questions to me. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and understanding more about myself, more about what I would choose for this or that, and more about what you should be focusing on right now and how questions of the future are okay, because everyone has them. So I hope you enjoy your Friday. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope you enjoy your Sunday, and go Pack Go, can I say? All right, anyway, have a good one, everybody. We'll see you here next Monday for our Motivational Monday.